Hi, this is Eric Swenson of Tanzanite Leadership Development, and it's my privilege to talk to you today about our unique process to assess and develop and transform your leadership team. Because if you're a CEO or business owner, you've undoubtedly thought at one point, my leadership needs leadership training. You probably have been approached by many trainers offering that service. But with Tanzanite, our concept is not just training. You can go anywhere to get just training. But what leadership needs today is development, not just training. Statistics show that 80% of what you learn in a training is gone within 3 months. So basic training is okay. It's a diversion. You might learn one or two things, and you check the box on some areas. But in terms of overall development as a leader, it can't be done sitting in a classroom, listening to somebody dole out standard leadership information to everyone as if this one program or concept is going to work for every single person. One size no longer fits all. It's now one size fits one. Leadership development has to be sustainable. It has to be ongoing. But most importantly, it should be designed for what your needs are and what today's workforce needs. It's less training and more development. So how do we do it at Tanzanite? Well, the process that we have uniquely is called the Tanzanite Leadership Advantage, and it consists of 5 parts. It's an assessment. We're going to design a program that's going to meet your specific needs. We're going to train it. We're going to execute it. And we're going to find ways and identify ways of sustaining what you've learned over a period of time, and then every 6 months we're going to sit back and appraise the program. Is it working? Is it working in terms of effectiveness for leadership? Are the people being developed satisfied with their development? What do we need more of or less of? So let's take a look at the first component of the process, which is assessment. And we do this in 2 ways. First, we do a comprehensive employee survey. It takes your employees in the organization about 20 minutes to complete it, and it's not a 360. Studies are now showing that a 180-degree survey or a 360-degree survey really isn't impactful or even relevant. Too many people focus on scores, on a scale of 1 to 10 or a scale of 1 to 5. How is this person? But people have different rating beliefs for others. What is an 8 to one person might be a 3 to another person. In addition, a 360-degree survey should never be used prior to training. It should be used after training, if at all. So we're going to ask your employees their impression of both the leadership at your organization broadly and their supervisor as a person. And we'll do both of those things. But we won't stop there just with that survey. We're also going to do what we call 5x7 key interviews. You choose 5 of your people, leaders who will be trained and developed, who are going to be in the program. And we're going to ask them 7 individual and proprietary questions. I will personally do a Zoom or a phone call or a meeting on site with them, and I'm going to ask them the 7 key questions to do with leadership, where they think their weaknesses are, where they think their organization's weaknesses are. And once we have all this data, we'll be able to design a program. We'll be able to take that information and be able to prioritize what we know now. And in our design phase, we'll be able to identify your most immediate issues. Is it interviewing and selection? Is it performance management? Is it communication? What are those issues? And we're going to talk with you as well to identify what's important to you. In addition, we're going to take a look at the issues that are most important in the workforce today. Clearly, for example, post-COVID-19 issues are different than pre-COVID-19 issues. So we need to take a look at what's relevant to the workforce today in terms of leadership needs, and also prioritize the issues that are critical to your leadership today, so we can make an impact with the very first day we work together. And then we're going to design that program on out, and we're going to customize it for your specific needs. Once we've designed your program, then we're going to do some training. And we're going to do quarterly live workshops that are highly interactive. It's a 7-hour quarterly program. If you would prefer to have the experience on video or Zoom, it will be live, but we limit that to 2 hours each month instead of 7 hours every quarter. My experience is that nobody can be effectively developed or get information or retain information by sitting in front of a computer monitor for 6 or 7 hours. So we prefer to do 2 hours monthly. It'll still be relevant, as I said over and over again. It's going to be impactful. Your leaders are going to get the tools they need to be able to take back to their workplace the very next day and improve their leadership skills. It will be interactive, it will be relevant, and it will be hard-hitting. Then it's not enough just to do training and understand what you need. You've got to be able to sustain that information. And we'll do that in a number of ways. We're going to assess. We're going to do post-workshop surveys with the participants. What worked for you? What didn't? What do you need more of the next time? What do you need less of? We also have, in between our workshops, numerous activities. And they include reading books, listening to podcasts, reading articles and research articles. We're going to do customized podcasts just for the participants, along with videos that are unique to them. Participants will be asked to conduct troikas, to be able to share how they're using the tools and the information they've learned. As a result, they'll be both sharing and learning leadership best practices. And we'll provide them with optional one-on-one coaching in case there are any individual needs a person has, as opposed to that of the entire leadership team. And then finally, we'll sit back and evaluate the program. I will personally talk with the CEO or the executive in charge of the leadership team, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what's going on, what's happening, what do you need, what are the issues you're facing today, what are we doing right, what's not going right for you. In terms of being your leadership partner, that's what we're supposed to do, is partner with you. And after a period of time, whether it's 6 months or a year, we'll resurvey your employees. What's going well, and we'll be able to measure the improvement based on our original benchmarks before we even started. Because you have to appraise in order to develop even more. How many topics do we teach? We literally have hundreds. We never worry that we're going to run out of things to learn leadership. Like anything else, it's constant. It's evolving. And it requires a committed lifetime relationship. You know, nobody gets dragged kicking and screaming into leadership. But the difference between those who are really good and those who are simply average leaders are the people who know they constantly need to learn more. They are in a state of never-ending learning. So that's what we're talking about, because the best training is actually development. And that's the unique process we use when we work as partners with you for your team's ongoing, sustainable leadership as impactful leaders who can markedly improve your organization.